All right, so this is going to be a quick video on how to graph the monkey problem. So piecewise function that has 3 pieces. So I'll just start the first one here in green. And I'm going to graph it super traditional, meaning begin at the back with a 3 on the y-intercept, and then use the slope to go up 1 to the right 2, up 1 right 2. Sorry, I'm erasing these other dots. And then down 1, left 2 in the other direction to turn the line down 1 the other way, down 1 over 2 the other way. And now we're going to chop that line, or I guess we can connect the dots first. So here's the line. And if none of this was here, then we would be all done and it would be perfect, right? But we do have another restriction. So again, just focus your attention on the top part. And then now, since we've graphed the line, now we need this part here. So all that tells me is that I'm going to go to -3 on the x-axis. And this is my chopping line. So imagine that there's a dot here that goes all the way up and down, and that's kind of like your border, your cutting, your scissors, whatever you want to think about it as. This is the line that cuts. So -3 is the part where you are just going to chop it, like right there. And now it divides the line into 2 sections, this left and this right. So one of those parts I get to keep, and actually maybe I'll even call it the left side and the right side. This is the left, this is the right. So how do I know which part to keep and which part to erase? And this depends on this symbol here. If it says x's are less than, or the inputs are less than, we want the line to stay when it's less than, meaning the left. Left, less, that stays. So what I'm going to do then is just erase, oops, just hitting too much. I'm going to erase the right part of the graph. Ta-da. All right, so that's part 1 is graphed, and if I really wanted to be super awesome, I could make that dot even darker, but I don't have to. You could just leave it as is. All right, so that's part 1. Now there are 2 other graphs I need, so I'll color code them as well. Let's make this one blue. All right, and if you notice, blue's the easy one because this blue has no x's. No x's means no slope, no tilt. Like that line doesn't have any pivot to it. Sorry, I was hoping that would tilt in some sort of way. So I guess what that means is the line doesn't look like this or like this. If there's no x's, no slope, no tilt, it's just flat, straight across. So when somebody asks me to graph y equals 2 without the x's, then all I have to do is go to where the height is 2, and I'm just going to draw a straight line across. See, now I have a straight line going through 2, and ta-da. Now again, if this were the only part that's here, we'd be done, but I need 2 choppers. So I need a chopping line at -3, and I need a chopping line at 1, and that's where my line lives. It lives in this section. So that means the stuff that's not in that section gets erased. And I'm going to erase that border line too. That's not necessary. So erase that, erase the left part, and ta-da. So I'm going to outline that green line one more time. And the blue line. All right, so at -3, there should be an open dot. At 1, there should also be an open dot. So 2 open dots because the lines are missing underneath there. So just a straight line across, cut off at -3, 1 from here to here with open dots. And that's pretty much it for that one. So again, you know, it gets easier and easier the more of these you do. All right, the last one is in purple. So begin at the back with the 1 that's here. The slope is -1, so that just tells me up 1 over 1 in each direction. And I'm just going to extend in the other direction as well, so that means down 1, left 1, because it's a line. We can connect the dots. And now I'll go to my chopper. That's the 1. I'll chop it at 1. It splits it the left and the right. Left side, right side. And one of these stays, one of these goes, and that just means I have to decide which one to erase. So x is greater than 1, so that means things on the right will stay, and the things on the left will go. That chopping line doesn't need to be there either, and neither does the word right. And we've got a closed dot here, so closed dot like that. Okay, and that's it. If you are still stuck, I have a bunch of other videos on piecewise functions, so go back to our Unit 2 Schoology folder and find a folder that's called Piecewise Videos.